Please welcome your host. She's going to be our host of Funny Over 50. Give it up for the very funny Jennifer Bay!
Wow. Normally we do this for the applause, and that was it's already a very successful evening from my point of view. So anyhow, I do want to welcome you to our sold-out show. You on the stage tonight, and it kind of takes the pressure off me, which I'm like really grateful for. This show is a little bit different. It's not, traditional just stand-up comedy, which is fun in its own right, but these are funny stories told by real, irreverent, witty women, and I think you're in for a true treat. So it's summer, right? It's summer, and I'm just back from 2 weeks in Greece. I know. It's kind of unbelievable. I got some of my Greece writing buddies here. I was there on a writing retreat. I packed up my miracle suit, a couple of pads, some pens, and I headed off to Greece, a remote island, Alonissus. And, the thing about bringing a miracle suit to Greece is, it's interesting. It's sort of like watching the Great British Baking Show wearing an apron or something. You're not a contestant. No one is watching you. And so, as a result, it becomes very, very relaxing in Greece. And that's how I felt about it. It was a super relaxed place. And I had just a terrific time there. It's very much a culture of now, enjoy this olive, notice this sunset, think about the tang of this feta cheese. And, so you really get into kind of that space of letting go all of the stuff that we carry with us day in and day out. And it was really, really working until, I got towards the end and I had to plan the travels home, very complex travel. And so I went down to the port where I was going to take a flying dolphin ferry. It's a kind of hydrofoil it's a 3-part trip, and I had to get to Skiathos. So I went down to the dock and I spoke to the ferryman and I said, hey, hi. I said, the flying dolphin, yesterday it went, today it didn't fly, it didn't go at all, and tomorrow I have to catch it to get, do not worry, he said, do not worry. Today is today, tomorrow is tomorrow. And I thought, that's interesting from the people who brought us democracy. Like, I don't have a tattoo, but if I did, that's one I would consider. So so I continued with him and I said, well, listen, if I don't get to Skiathos, you are worrying. I said, if I don't get to Skiathos, see, then I miss, the plane to Athens. You are worrying. I said, do not worry, do not worry. And I said, if I miss the plane in Athens, see, I cashed in all of my travel points to get first class on the return trip. Like, how smart was that, everyone? But, if you're not there for that flight, you are not going to get your 10 hours in first class on the way home. So I'm trying to explain this to him, and he just, do not worry, do not worry. Today is today, tomorrow is tomorrow. And he concluded his remarks with me by saying, please, go have a smoke. I thought it was interesting because, you do have to get into the customs of the culture that you're in. So, it had been 40 or 50 years, but, I have to say, I did contemplate it. The good news is, I got home, and it was a little bit of magic because I got home and at the exact moment where today was becoming tomorrow. So, like the stroke of midnight, I'm like, okay, I'm transformed by this trip. I am just so much going to be in the culture of now. Do not worry. Today is today. Tomorrow is tomorrow. I knew exactly where my head was at. And so, I did a few things. I got some of that sleep you get, after jet lag. And, when I woke up, sorted some things out. And it got to be evening time, and I wanted to stay up a little bit. I was obviously in a different time zone. So I said, let me just turn on the television because, I hadn't watched television in 2 weeks. No streaming, very few headlines, and that is why I was in the culture of now. So I turned on the television, and the debate was on. This is a true story, and all I can say about it is do not worry, do not worry. So I'm not going to do politics right now, but I am going to talk about performance-enhancing drugs, because I think they deserve some recognition and focus now for myself and perhaps others in this room, perhaps some public figures. You can do your own math on it. And there's a lot of supplements out there. I've become fascinated with a drug called Prevagen. It's a supplement. Has anyone ever seen commercials for this? Yeah. There are people, they're like almost human. They're like 97% real, and then the last 3 parts are like artificial intelligence. Because it's like an 87-year-old who's drag racing, or a 79-year-old woman who like hiked the Mojave Desert, without like a water bottle, that kind of thing. So you're like, all right, look, all I want to do is Wordle in 2, I'm not going for anything like too smashing here, but okay, let me just give this a try. But like any good consumer, I felt it was very, very important to understand the ingredients to Prevagen. So I did my research, and I'm thinking, okay, it's probably like, concentrated spinach, and Popeye type stuff, or, maybe it's like a double shot of Ristretto. It's like caffeine, it like boosts your alertness. But actually, it isn't any of those things, friends. It is desiccated jellyfish. And that is actually true. I know you're thinking she makes this up, going for humor, but actually it's jellyfish remains. And I still am thinking about the researchers who were like, let's look at the animal kingdom here. We got humans, we got chimps, and we got Let's work with jellyfish and see if we can make humans smarter by giving them jellyfish remains. Now, so I know you're concerned about this, but I can relieve you of that concern because there was so much demand for Prevagen that they had to find a new unlimited source. Right, and so the new unlimited source is E. coli. It's abundant, and I just want to reassure you, do not worry, do not worry. It's purified, but it's purified before they, put it into tablet form. And hey, you don't have to worry about this kind of thing because, we have an FDA, we have regulators. Oh, wait, SCOTUS has been very busy, that Supreme Court. And as it turns out, those kinds of regulations are no longer going to be considered by scientists. They're going to be considered just by lower court judges without chemistry backgrounds. But like I said, do not worry. Do not worry. Do not worry.